we have with us Mr. Yogesh Kumar Jain, Managing Director, Mr. B. Sawhney, Chief Financial Officer and Vice President Finance, Mr. D.K. Maheshwari. To begin with, we'll have opening remarks from the management, followed by Q&A. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to all present on the call to discuss Q3 financial year 22, our financial results. Along with me, I have Mr. T.R. Rao, Director Infra, Dr. Bhupin Sahni, CFO, and Mr. D.K. Maheshwari, VP Finance and Strategic Growth Advisors, our Investor Relations Advisors. I hope everyone is safe and taking all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. I will first share my views on key sectoral development and highlights, and then share operational and strategic financial highlights of the company. Though overall highway bidding activity by NHAI has been active during financial year 22, the awarding activity by NHAI has been a bit subdued during January and first half of the February. It is expected that awarding activity will be picked up by NHAI during the next 1.5 months of financial year 22 to match financial year 21 figure of 4,818 kilometers. In the recently announced union budget, government continued its focus on infrastructure sector across the sectors. As per the budget announcement, the national highway network in the country will be expanded by 25,000 kilometers in 22-23. With emphasis on road development for accelerated socio-economic growth and employment generation, government increased allocation for development of roads and highways by 69% to rupees 1.98 lakh crore in financial year 23 budget from 1.18 lakh crore initially made in financial year 22 budget. In the comparison to budget of financial year 22, absolute increase in allocation towards road sector has been rupees 81,000 crore, out of which increase in allocation to NHAI being more than rupees 76,600 crore. The proposed increase of national highway network and substantial increase in budgetary allocation for road sectors in a sign of encouragement and inspiration to the highway development firms in the country. PM Gati Shakti Master Plan will encompass the 7 engines for multi-modal connectivity in the country with speedier implementation of the project through technology, digitization and networking to facilitate faster movement of goods and people so that overall logistic costs are reduced. Government also allocated rupees 60,000 crore for financial year 22-23 for Jal Jeevan Mission to provide potable water to 3.8 crore households in villages. In the budget, government also announced that the draft DPR for 5 river linking projects have been finalized, which include Gangajal, Pinjal, Tapi Naranda, Godavari Krishna, Krishna Pinar and Pinar Kaveri. Fast-tag based toll collection picked up significantly in Q3 financial year 22 and reached record high monthly collection at rupees 3,679 crore in December 21, which roughly translated into an average daily collection of rupees 119 crore per day. As per the data released by the National Payment Corporation of India, the toll collection increased rupees 502 crore in December 21 on month-on-month basis, which was primarily driven by increased economy activities led by festive season and spurt in manufacturing activity. Now coming to the key updates of the company. During the quarter, the company received LOA from NHAI for collection of user fee at 135 km long Eastern Peripheral Expressway fee plaza in the state of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh for 1 year for a contract value of rupees 369 crore. Also on 25th January 22, the company in joint venture received LOA for 3 new EPC projects, namely survey, design, preparation of DPR, construction, commissioning and operation maintenance for 10 years of rural water supply for total villages of 2,337 in the state of Uttar Pradesh from State Water Supply and Sanitation Mission, Namami Gange and Rural Water Supply Department, Government of Uttar Pradesh. The approximate aggregate value of our 3 water projects is rupees 2,337 crore, and a specific value will be known at the time of execution of agreement after preparation and approval of detailed project reports. The above projects are to be constructed in 12 months upon approval of DPR and signing of agreement and operated for 10 years post-commissioning. As mentioned in the previous earning calls, the company continue to focus on diversification in the project development business to continue the growth momentum without assuming the concentration risk. However, given the strong pipeline of upcoming projects from NHI and MORTH, our focus area would continue to be the road sector. The recent trend of contract awarding in the water sector is very encouraging. We look forward in increasing our presence in the water sector through Jal Jeevan Mission. We believe that a pipeline of projects to remain robust from this mission in the long term. However, the company will focus on consolidating the ongoing water sector project first. At present, the company has a total of 19 projects on PPP format comprising BOT toll, BOT, NOT, OMT and HAM assets. Out of these 19 projects, we have 11 HAM projects with a total bid project cost of rupees 16,144 crores. From our HAM portfolio of 11 projects, we have achieved COD and PCOD of 5 projects and balance 6 are under construction. In terms of equity investment, total requirement for these 11 projects would be around 1,468 crores, out of which we have already invested rupees 749 crores till December 21, and the balance will be invested over the next 2 to 3 years. The internal accruals generated from the next 2 to 3 years should be sufficient to fund the total equity investment. Now moving on to our order book, as mentioned earlier, the company has focused on diversification of the order book and the results are visible in the current order book. Our unexecuted order book on 31st December 21 was over rupees 12,000 crores by including all the projects for which we have already received letter of award. Our order book would be over rupees 14,300 crore, that gives a strong revenue visibility for company over the 2 to 3 years. Of the total order book of rupees 12,000 crore, the roads EPC contract contributes around 24%, road HAM projects contribute around 45%, and water and irrigation contributes around 31%. Update on Ghaziabad-Aligarh project divestment. We have signed the share purchase agreement on 1st April 21 with the Q Highway, and as on date we have received NOC from all 10 bankers. NOC from NHI for change in ownership has also received. Formal approvals for final COD and extension of concession period on account of reduction traffic are awaited from NHI. We are expecting receipt of consideration from this transaction from Q Highway upfront on the closing date and our share of agreed earn-out after financial year 23. However, the company considered an impairment amounting to rupees 39 crore in its investment in the SPV during the quarter ending 31st December 21. Balance of impairment, if needed, would be considered upon receipt of consideration from Q Highways, which is expected by the end of financial year 22, and assessment of earn-out. Now I would present the results for the quarter ended December 31st, 21. Before discussing financial performance, I would like to share that during quarter 3 of financial year 22, the company has considered an impairment of 39 crore in the investment made in the Ghaziabad-Aligarh road project and has provided the same under other expenses. We have adjusted the above to make financial performance comparable with the previous corresponding periods. Financial results of standalone and consolidated without considering the impact of impairment Revenue of third quarter of financial year 22 is rupees 1,522 crore, which is higher by
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We have the line for the management reconnected. Sir, you may go ahead.
We can start from financial results, sir?
Sure, sir.
Or 9 months result. Hello?
Mohit, sir?
Hello.
Hello? We can start from results of 9 months or from starting financial results?
9 months, sir. 9 months.
revenue of 9 months financial year 22 is rupees 4,388 crore, which is higher by 34% as compared to rupees 3,281 crore in 9 months of financial year 21. The EBITDA for 9 months financial year 22 is rupees 602 crore, which is higher by 37% as compared to rupees 440 crore in 9 months financial year 21. The EBITDA margin for 9 months of financial year 22 is 13.7%. The profit for 9 months of financial year 22 is rupees 349 crore as compared to rupees 233 crore in 9 months of financial year 21, a growth of 50% on year-to-year basis. Consolidated financials for the quarter ended 31st December 21. Consolidated revenue of quarter 3 financial year 22 is rupees 1,722 crore as compared to rupees 1,582 crore in quarter 3 financial year 21, with a growth of 9%. The consolidated EBITDA for third quarter of financial year 22 is 365 crore. The EBITDA margin for quarter 3 financial year 22 is 21.2%. The consolidated PAT for quarter 3 financial year 22 is rupees 117 crores. Consolidated revenue of 9 months financial year 22 is rupees 4,982 crores compared to rupees 3,923 crores in 9 months financial year 21, with a growth of 27%. The consolidated EBITDA for 9 months of 22 is rupees 1,093 crore, which increased by 10% as compared to rupees 998 crore for the corresponding period last year. The EBITDA margin for 9 months financial year 22 is 21.9%. The consolidated PAT for 9 months 22 is rupees 362 crore as compared to rupees 347 crore in 9 months financial year 21, a growth of 6%. On the standalone balance sheet side, as on 31st December 21, our net working cycle is 96 days. Our net worth on standalone basis is rupees 3,205 crores as on 31st December 21, whereas total standalone debt is rupees 339 crores. As on 31st December 21, we do not have any working capital loan. The total cash and bank balance as on 31st December 21 is rupees 246 crore. This translates to net debt to equity of 0.11 times. On consolidated basis, our net worth is rupees 3,374 crores, whereas total debt is rupees 4,421 crores as on 31st December 21. The total cash and bank balance, including current investment, is rupees 854 crores. This translates to net debt to equity of 1.31 times. With this, we now open the floor for question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The first question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from PhillipCapital India. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congrats on strong execution once again. Sir, my first question was basically on the order inflow this year. पिछले पूरे 3 quarters में हमारा ऑर्डर इनफ्लो काफी वीक रहा है, NHAI से हार्डली एनी न्यू ऑर्डर, EPC या फिर हैम, एंड टुवर्ड्स द एंड जनवरी में जाके हम लोगों को ये जल जीवन मिशन का ऑर्डर मिला. सो एनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन कि थ्रू आउट द ईयर हम लोग NHAI में हम लोग को कोई और प्रोजेक्ट EPC या हैम नहीं मिल पाए, एंड आपको लगता है अगले 1.5 महीने में द पीरियड इज लेफ्ट वी विल बी एबल टू basically capture more good orders from NHAI today?
अभी जो लास्ट जो है NHAI में स्टार्टिंग में कंपटीशन भी काफी था, और अभी जो हमने टारगेटेड बिड थी वो करीब 12 हैम प्रोजेक्ट और 5 EPC और 2 TOT प्रोजेक्ट ऑलरेडी वी हैव सबमिटेड. दैट अमाउंट is around 17,000 crore. So we are expecting 3-4 bids out of this.
ओके, और सर ये सारी बिड्स इसी साल मार्च तक हो जाएंगी या दे कैन गो टू नेक्स्ट ईयर?
दे ऑल बिड्स आर सबमिटेड.
यस, ये मार्च से पहले हो जाएगा, मार्च से पहले खुल जाएगा वो. ये these are expected to be opened financial bids before end of the March. See, okay. As all you know, the competition has been very steep and very aggressive because of the widespread relaxation of the qualification criteria as well as the dispensing with the bid security. Now recently the ministry has taken a decision to restore the bid security in the both EPC as well as HAM bids. Certainly this will have a effect on the have some work as a threshold and work as a barrier. So we also see going forward the competition will be subsided. But nevertheless, whatever bids we have submitted total 19 bids of an aggregate value of 17,000 crores, which are under evaluation and which will be opened before end of this financial year. And we expect, as our MD said, nearly around 4 to 5 bids, 5 projects out of these bids.
Okay, sir, got it. सर अगर मैं थोड़ा सा आगे जाऊं सर, जैसे इस साल आपने बोला कि कंपटीशन की वजह से हम लोगों को बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स नहीं मिल पाए, एंड अभी नेक्स्ट 1.5 मंथ में हम लोग 4-5 प्रोजेक्ट्स मिलने की हम लोग को संभावना है. बट सर अगर मैं इसको आगे लेता हूँ, NHAI में तो सर कंपटीशन और बढ़ता ही जा रहा है. तो डू यू थिंक कि NHAI से हम लोग कंटिन्यूसली इतने ऑर्डर इनको ले पाएंगे जिससे हम लोग को कंपनी को 15% का ग्रोथ सस्टेनेबल बेसिस पे मिल पाए?
NHAI ने अपना क्वालिफिकेशन क्राइटेरिया में भी चेंज किया है, और अभी तक अनेस्ट मनी हटा दी थी, वो अनेस्ट मनी भी सर्कुलर निकाल दिया कल से, अभी निकला है उसमें. तो हेम में और उसमें दोनों में क्वालिफिकेशन में काफी चेंज आ गया है. तो आगे मुझे लगता नहीं कि बहुत ज्यादा कंपटीशन का इतना टाइम आएगा. जो मेरे ख्याल से जो टाइम था, जो लोगों को बिड डालनी थी या नए लोगों को आना था, तो वो आ चुके हैं. आगे will be better time for us.
Got it, sir. Got it. Sir, secondly, sir आपने जैसे ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में बोला था कि हम लोग को जल जीवन मिशन में काफी ऑर्डर मिले हैं, और आपने वो इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर्स प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में भी मेंशन किया था. तो सर अभी जैसे यूपी और एमपी में केन बेटवा लिंक है, जो कि इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर्स में सबसे पहला प्रोजेक्ट है, अवार्ड होने वाला है, 43,000 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट है. तो उसमें सर हम इंटरेस्टेड होंगे, आप लोग उसमें पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे?
कौन सा प्रोजेक्ट है बता सकते हैं दोबारा?
सर केन बेटवा इंटरलिंकिंग रिवर, जो यूपी और एमपी में इंटरलिंकिंग ऑफ रिवर्स में जो पहला प्रोजेक्ट है, केन बेटवा लिंक.
हाँ, करेंगे. लिंकिंग प्रोजेक्ट में, रिवर लिंकिंग में बिड करेंगे.
सॉरी
उसको हम एवेल्युएट करेंगे अपॉर्चुनिटी को. अभी तो इनिशियल स्टेजेस में है, सो डेफिनेटली वी विल एवेल्युएट.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
I'll come back in the queue if anything more.
Thank you. I request all the participants, please restrict to 2 questions per participant. If time permits, please come back in the question queue for a follow-up question. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kandapal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Congratulations on a decent quarter. So my first question is on JJM project. So if you can tell us out of the 3,200 crores order book which was there, so what is the pending order book, and how much was the revenue in 9 months and the third quarter of this financial year?
Okay. To all the listeners, to all the analysts, because this whatever statements we will be making will be the forward-looking statements. Will not assume any warranty or representation or anything implied or said. And these are subject to all kinds of risk and uncertainties. And also then the final actual results would be materially different from what the statements we are making today. So this will be whatever we are talking and whatever we are sharing of information will be subject to the standard disclaimer and safe harbor. Okay. Second thing, when it comes to Jal Jeevan Mission, under phase 2, we got around 2,476 villages. That is the PNC share. Out of 3,500 villages we got, 3,400 villages we got. So out of 2,476 villages, we already submitted DPR for 2,003 villages, which roughly translates into 82% of DPRs have been submitted. And we also signed the tripartite agreements, DPR approved by the state level committee for about 1,077 villages. We already got it. So these out of 1,077 villages, we commenced work at more than 400 villages. So 200 bores already drilled, and the remaining bores are underway. And during the first 9 months, only we raised bills for the DPR preparation and some boring kind of a thing. So this fourth quarter, we will be doing bidding. We will be doing billing, maybe say around 100 to 150 crores before end of this financial year. And also we received more than 130 crores mobilization advance from the interest-free mobilization from the Jal Jeevan Mission.
What is the total order book, sir, as of now, 9 months order book on these projects?
See, 9-month order book, we got a project of 2,337 new villages we got. Earlier we have a 2,476. Total we have a 4,813 villages.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are considering 1 crore per village when we prepare the DPR and when we get the DPRs approved. This is coming on an average of 1.4 crores. So 4,800 crores will roughly translate into more than, I think, around 7,000 crores. But we come to know only once these all DPRs are approved and then we sign the cover agreements.
Okay. So my second question is on Aligarh Ghaziabad project. So if you can highlight some numbers, if I remember correctly, we had about, including loans and advances, equity, and receivables to be realized from the SPV, about 300 crore plus. So if you can highlight how that number increased now, and this 39 crore write-off is the funding part which we did for this quarter. That's why you've taken the write-off. You can just highlight on that.
Actually, as MD has confirmed that we have received the NOC from all the 10 lenders. We have received the change in ownership NOC from NHI, and as regards the COD extension of time, which has already been approved and minutes is awaited from NHI, which is expected within a day's time. So, after discussing with the auditors, conservatively, we have management assessed that the amount we have improved on account of the unsecured loan and the debtor, we have provided 10% as an impairment in this quarter.
The total amount is, you are saying 390 crores is the total exposure there?
Yeah, 390 crore on account of unsecured loan and this debtor and the equity.
And how much we are expecting to realize from Cube on this deal, sir? That means about 360 crores we will get after deducting 40 crores. So we should get about 350 odd crores from this?
Certain things are still awaited. For instance, there's an unknown package from Cube Highway and certain from partners. So as soon as we will receive the minutes of the NHI, then settlement and distribution will be clear. So that is why Yogesh ji has confirmed that we will consider in the FY22 impairment in case if needed, or in the FY23 after receiving the earnout.
Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mayur from Profit Mart Securities. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. I just want to ask what is the outlook for the next quarter? What is your thoughts on that? Thank you.
As already informed in the earlier call, that this year we are expecting the top line with the growth around 20%, and certainly we will achieve.
Okay,
top line with 20% as compared to FY21.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mayur, do you have any follow-up question?
No, sir. That's it.
Thank you.
The next question is from the line of Jiten Joshi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congratulations on the set of numbers. Sir, my first question will be on the order backlog breakup project-wise. So I would require the order backlog for Delhi Vadodara package 31, Delhi Vadodara package 29, and there are more orders I will repeat. So if you can tell me one by one, then I can just note it down, sir, please.
Package 31 outstanding is 637 crore, and package 929 of Baroda is 590 crore.
590. Okay. Then, sir, this Purvanchal package 5-6 in Mumbai-Nagpur Expressway?
Purvanchal 5 almost completed. It is negligible. And Purvanchal 6 is also around 90 crore rupees.
And Mumbai-Nagpur?
And Nagpur-Mumbai 110 crore.
Okay. And on the packages of the old packages of Bhojpur, Koliwar, Nagina, Varanasi, what is the status?
Bhojpur outstanding is 90 crore and Koliwar 85 crore and Nagina Kashipur is 120 crore.
And Varanasi complete?
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, 120 crore you said, Nagina?
Yeah.
And Varanasi complete?
In this quarter it will completed in the current quarter. This is Nagina.
Varanasi also we completed. There is no significant order backlog there. We received the completion certificate for the
completion certificate. Okay. And sir, this Jhansi package 1 and Chakeri Allahabad?
Jhansi package 1 also we received completion certificate on 28th January this quarter. There is no order backlog as on that. It's no significant order backlog in Jhansi package 1.
And Chakeri Allahabad is 460 crore outstanding.
Which package, sir?
Chakeri Allahabad.
460 crore. Okay. And sir, continuing on that, what is the Andhra Pradesh? Because you said that till December we cannot do the execution because of the extended monsoon and the status. So whether have you done any execution in December, or the order backlog is still 975 crore and the execution has started from January?
No. In the December quarter, we have done some execution where there is the water is not released. And again we'll resume the canal works and other things from the first week of March.
Okay. So what is the outstanding order backlog then in that project?
It's around 960 crores.
960. Okay. And sir, this UP water supply project of 275 crores which we had received, what is that order backlog, sir?
2,700 crore.
No.
2,700 opening. So last quarter it was 255 crore as on September.
Immediate 246 crore.
And sir, we have not booked any revenue from this other two UP project of 32 billion. You will be booking revenue from Q4 of 100 to 150 crore. Right, sir?
Booking the revenue.
Yeah. Yes. So what? And the next question is on the balance sheet numbers. So you can give me the debtors, creditors, inventory, unbilled revenue, retention, and mobilization advances.
Mobilization advance was 536 crore in December 21. Debtors was 1,500 crores, which the debtor days of the 96 days.
Creditors, inventory, retention, unbilled.
Retention was 203 crore.
Inventory and creditors, sir. Hello.
Yes. Inventory 50.
How much, sir?
494 crore inventory.
494 crore. And creditors would be?
Creditors is 1,140 crore.
And any unbilled, sir? Or just small only, as usual?
So WIP very negligible.
And sir, why the debtor days were high, like 96 days? It's very high as compared to our usual run rate. So any reason why, or we had done some late bookings which resulted in high debtors?
Actually, debtor days, as you are aware that PNC Infratech is not having utilize the limit. That's why we are not taking the disbursement from our HAM project from the lender. Irrespective, as some amount we are discounting on the rate of 4%. Instead of taking the disbursement from lender, we have taken the discounting the bill at the rate of 4%. That is why debtor days slightly higher because of the outstanding in the HAM project.
So what is that number outstanding?
940 crore against 1,500 crore.
So 940 crore is the outstanding from HAM projects as on December.
Which is 61% of the total debtor outstanding.
Total debtors. So this strategy will continue this quarter also, that will be not taking in additional debt from the...
We have started to take the disbursement.
Taken disbursement. Okay. And sir, what is the toll collection numbers, sir, for the projects?
Toll collection in MP Highway was 12.8.
Okay. This is in crores, right, sir?
Yeah. And OMT project Kanpur Ayodhya is 121.5.
Okay.
Kanpur Highway 36.5.
36.5. Okay.
33.5.
33.5. Okay.
Narela is 10.7.
Okay.
And Bareilly Almora is 14.30.
Okay.
And Ghaziabad is 64.5.
Okay. And so CapEx, 9-month CapEx in Q4 target and next year CapEx target, sir, and revenue growth and revenue growth guidance next year and margin guidance?
The CapEx, we have earlier informed around 125, but in 9 months we have taken only 20 crore and we are expecting around 40 to 50 crore in FY22.
And next year?
Next year it should be around 125 crore.
And what is the revenue guidance for next year?
Next year revenue guidance again subject to disclaimer. We are.
We understand that, right?
10 to 15%.
And are we bidding for any projects Ganga Expressway subcontracting, or are we looking to bid for such projects? Because we are bidding for TOT model, which is again the asset heavy model. So if we are not participating in the BOT projects of Ganga Expressway, then what is the logic of bidding for this TOT project? And are you interested in taking any contracting out from Adani and INA? That's it from my side.
See, actually the TOT projects are a brownfield projects. All the TOT projects are brownfield projects which have a tangible toll revenue history. In case of a Ganga Expressway being a very greenfield project, and completing a greenfield alignment, so there we perceive some risk in that, whether the traffic, how the traffic will be diverted from the existing network to this road, and how much time it will take to ramp up the traffic. So other consideration, this the key consideration with the traffic revenue risk. So we have not
But are we planning to take any subcontracting work from Adani and IRB for this Ganga Expressway if they award any, because we are the expert in UP?
As of now, we are not this thing. Even between two corporates, so don't want to discuss much on that.
Thank you very much. Then I'll request to come back in the question queue. A request to all the participants, please restrict to 2 questions per participant. The next question is from the line of Faisal Hawa from HG Hawa and Company. Please go ahead.
Do we see any kind of risk emerging from, the high debt levels that NHAI is having at this point of time? And could it be a reason for their, releasing these orders not on time in this financial year also?
See, what has happened, because of the code of conduct is still in force in Uttar Pradesh, and also they have some 5 states where these projects are located, and also then they are taking evaluation some time, because they also want to appoint the independent engineers before awarding these contracts to the concessionaires and the contractors. So it is getting delayed, but we expect the opening of the financial bids as well as the awarding activity will be picked up maybe next 1.5 months before end of this financial year, so that the NHAI would like to meet their targets.
So, feel about the high debt levels that NHAI is carrying, could it be a risk to the entire industry?
Yes, this is a very larger issue, and I think we don't want to comment on that. But being a government authority, and also NHAI got a huge assets, and also then they also want to go for a monetization, and they also have other frameworks like InvIT and all. So it would be very difficult to comment on that. But as such, we don't foresee any major risk in that aspect.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Most of the questions have been answered. Just trying to again understand in terms of the guidance when we are saying at 20% for this year, so that means we are looking of degrowth in the fourth quarter on the top line front. Is it right?
Can you come back again?
Sir, I am saying that when we are saying that we are looking at a 20% top line growth for this year, does that mean we are looking at a decline in the fourth quarter on the top line front?
See, fourth quarter would be definitely better than the fourth quarter of last financial year, corresponding financial year, corresponding quarter of the last year. And the top line, what my colleague has mentioned is that 20% minimum. So it would be maybe between 22, 23 or 24% kind of a thing.
Okay, and next year when we are saying a 15%, so that is based on the assumption that even if you can repeat in terms of the order inflow, we are expecting 4-5 projects out of 19 bids. So how much is the value of each of these projects, average size, and in general, how much are we targeting to get the order inflow in this 1.5 months?
Yeah, see, we have already secured orders worth of 2,700 crores, and as we had earlier mentioned, our total expected order inflow for the current financial year would be 8,000 crores. Since we already got 2,700 crores, we are looking forward to have an order of around 4,000 to 5,000 crores before end of this current financial year.
Okay, and then as it is slightly on the lower side. So next year we can look at 10,000 plus crore kind, because to sustain the growth of 15%, we need a sizable order inflow, or rather we need to keep on increasing the order inflow from FY23 onwards. So just trying to understand if that is the case, are we only looking at the road as a case, because previously we are looking at airport and other also. So now, as we said, in water, we will be first now consolidating. So are we looking further order inflow in the water also, or only the road that would be the driving 70-80% of order inflow? And there also, how much are we now comfortable to look at the HAM projects as an inflow for this, out of this 4,000 to 5,000 crore, and for next year also, how much we can take HAM projects?
Sir, our road sector portfolio, even in the order flow also, we are expecting around 70 to 75% from the road sector, because that will continue to be our focus area and focus sector. And whatever orders we will be expecting from the roads and highways would be on a 50-50 basis kind of a thing. So we always look forward to have a 50% HAM projects and 50% EPC projects, so that there is a balance between the fund-based and non-fund-based project. And Jal Jeevan Mission, because government has already allocated 60,000 crores in the FY23 for the Jal Jeevan Mission, so many other state governments will also come, and also it is expected the fourth phase also will come from the Uttar Pradesh. So there also we look forward to have a bid for the, in case good opportunities are there in the Jal Jeevan Mission. But as our managing director has mentioned, before embarking on the new projects, whatever projects we got 4,800 villages, we want to consolidate them. We want to submit the DPRs and start the work over those projects before venturing into the further scope. But definitely in FY23 we have another 13 months from now. So definitely we look forward to have a projects in that. But in case of the airport sector, we also have a, because of the lot of synergy between the roads and the airports, particularly airside payments and all. So we also see if good opportunities are there, EPC opportunities are there in the airport sector, we will bid it.
Okay. And sir, just if you can help me in terms of the asset monetization. So previously we said that we were looking at 5 HAM and 1 annuity project, so where 680 crore kind of equity has invested. So where are we? Will it be a direct sale or InvIT form? How much time it will take? When can we see the announcement? And at the same time, in terms of this water, continuing to on that part, so the previous 3 water projects is 3,500 odd crore, and you, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, you mentioned that in terms of the DPR post that, does that value can increase sizably in terms of after finalizing the DPR? And broadly, how much revenue are we looking at in FY23 from this 3,500 odd crore?
Definitely, once the DPR gets finalized, there will be increase in the estimate. Now we are assuming that 1 crore per village. This can go up to 1.3 to 1.4 crore on an average to village. So there will be around 30 to 40% increase in the value of these water projects. And whatever this first phase, we have 2,476 villages, which roughly translates to 3,000 crores. So 50% of that we are expecting in FY20. So it roughly comes to around 1,500 crores. It may further increase, but it will be around 1,500 crores execution in FY23.
That's a great. And now on the asset monetization front, 5 HAM and 1 annuity.
Actually, sir, we have received the 3 proposals for monetization, which are still under evaluation. We should be able to take a decision on this before the end of FY22, followed by the due diligence by the prospective buyer.
So are we only looking at direct sale and not the InvIT format, or that option is also available?
Yeah, that option is also available, but we'll see what kind of valuation we are getting. Finally, we'll be getting from these proposals what we received. So then the final call, we'll take a call before end of this financial year, accordingly.
So broad timeline in terms of getting our equity back, is it fair to say that FY23 may not we see some any kind of an inflow coming back in terms of the equity coming back? It most likely would be in the FY24. Is it a right understanding?
Yes, largely it is a right understanding.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt you, Shravan. I'll request you to come back in the question queue. I request to all the participants, please restrict to 2 questions per participant. If time permits, please come back in the question queue for a follow-up question. The next question is from the line of Alok Devara from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, and congratulations on decent quarter. So a lot of questions were already answered. Just one question on the TOT bidding. So just wanted to understand the strategy there, because how much of these kind of asset-heavy projects we are willing to take, because a few quarters back we have mentioned that we are not looking at any sort of a toll projects. So now that we are looking to bid for TOT projects, which has a very long-term kind of toll collection. So how much of this would we are looking to keep as a part of our overall order book going forward?
Yeah, this particularly what out of 3 TOT bundles, bundle 6, bundle 7 and bundle 8, we bid for 2 bundles. As you know, the bundle 6 is virtually in our backyard. It is Agra bypass. So there we know about the project. In fact, we executed EPC of that project. So with certain considerations, we bid for that. And in case of a TOT bundle 7, where we got a 1-year to user fee collection contract for a 1 year. So there we are the highest bidder, and we got the project, and we started tolls collection from 1st of January. There also we got some kind of a first-hand information. So with that we done, but in a long-term strategy, we are not looking at a TOT as the kind of area where we be pursuing, but these 2 we are bidding with some specific regions, and also which are very close to our area of business and the center of our operations.
Sure. And the water project which we won very recently, when is that expected to start?
Water projects, what we got it in the month of January, 2,337 projects. Now we are expecting the list of villages provided by Jal Jeevan, this state water mission, by March. Then we'll have a 3 months time to prepare the DPRs and getting the DPRs approved. So it can say by till end of June. Once the DPRs get approved, then we will commence these projects, we can say from the Q2 of FY23.
Sure. So large part would come in the second half of FY23 in terms of revenue recognition.
Initially, when we start the project, then there will be some enabling work and other things and all boring. So the substantial execution will start from the H2 of FY23.
Yeah, that's all from my side, sir. Thank you, and all good.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Paryani Vijay Kumar from Spark Capital Advisors. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
So my question is on this Jal Jeevan Mission projects. If the final project cost or value is not finalized, based on what is this order awarded, the 2,337 L1? So that is just an initial estimate, and it will change after your DPR preparation. Is that the understanding?
Yes. It is the initial estimate of 2,337. Initial estimate says 1 crore per village, subject to preparation and approval of the DPRs.
Right. And still the L1 mechanism is what is used to award these projects, right?
Yeah. See, these projects are awarded based on there is a set of BOQs there, and then on those rates, one has to bid plus or minus kind of a thing. So whoever quotes the lowest, the bids are awarded, and based on the quantities of the DPRs, these already pre-agreed BOQ rates are applied, and then accordingly project cost is decided for each village.
Understood. So how is the cost pass-through mechanism in this Jal Jeevan Mission projects? Would we have any problems due to the material cost increases?
See, in the phase 2, we have a escalation provision for the regime. In case of any increase in the HDPE material, there is a escalation provision there in the phase 2. But in the phase 3, that provision they have removed it. Otherwise, there is no provision for the escalation in the Jal Jeevan Mission. But the rates, whatever rates, BOQ rates or whatever, so it has considered some kind of a escalation factor in that. So any increase in the any steep increase or any unexpected increase in the basic input material, it will have some pressure on the margin. But there is something is already built in these rates.
What will be the typical mix of components in a project? Like how much percentage of cost would be, say, pipes, pumps, electrical works, and civil works?
I don't have the breakup, so we can share you separately.
And what are the kind of margins we are expecting in these projects, sir? Including or including some margin pressure, say, in the next 1 year.
It will be something around 14% EBITDA margin.
Sure. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you so much, sir. I will probably get in touch with you on this water project comes with you. Sure. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Gavin, thanks for taking my question again. Sir, there are two questions. One, a bookkeeping question. What is the outstanding order value of Lucknow Ring Road in the order book?
Lucknow Ring Road.
Lucknow Ring Road.
It is 700 crores, sir.
704.
Yeah.
Right, sir. So just one last question from my side. Sir, जैसा आपने बोला कि पिछले 9 महीने में कॉम्पिटिटिव इंटेंसिटी बहुत हाई थी, इस वजह से हमारे प्रोजेक्ट्स भी कम मिले हमको और अभी हम और एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं इन द नेक्स्ट 45 डेज. सर, क्या हम अपने आप को कंस्ट्रेन कर रहे हैं इन बिडिंग फॉर प्रोजेक्ट्स ओनली इन द नॉर्थ एंड सेंट्रल पार्ट ऑफ इंडिया? बिकॉज 9 महीने में हमने देखा एपी में वाइजैक में ऑर्डर्स अवार्ड हुए, केरला में ऑर्डर्स आ रहे हैं, तमिलनाडु में आ रहे हैं. हमें भी पहले हम ऑब्वियसली मुंबई नागपुर भी कर रहे हैं और हमने कर्नाटक में भी प्रोजेक्ट करे हैं. बट मैं अगर अपनी ऑर्डर बुक देखता हूँ तो हमारी ऑर्डर बुक मेजॉरिटी आज की तारीख में भी यूपी, एमपी, राजस्थान, गुजरात, इन सब और बिहार, इन सब स्टेट्स में ही है. तो क्या सदर्न स्टेट्स में जाने में वी आर ट्राइंग टू restrict ourselves and bid for only in the north and central part of India, or is it just coincidence?
नहीं, ऐसी बात नहीं है. अभी हम साउथ में भी 2-3 स्टेटों में काम कर रहे हैं. महाराष्ट्र से लेके कर्नाटका, महाराष्ट्र, आंध्रा, तेलंगाना काम कर रहे हैं और बिड भी किए हैं. लेकिन अभी जो बिड जो मैक्सिमम जो बिड थी वो काफी पंजाब, नॉर्थ में भी बिड थी, पंजाब में थी, हरियाणा थी. लेकिन बिड ऐसा नहीं है कि कंपटीशन बिड में ही हुआ. बाकी जो टारगेटेड बिड थी हमारी, कुछ जो बिड सबमिट हो गई, ओपन नहीं हुई. तो जो कुछ इसमें ओपन होना चाहिए और सभी जगह ऑल ओवर इंडिया में बिड कर रहे हैं एक्सेप्ट केरला.
ओके. एनी स्पेसिफिक रीजन सर केरला में नहीं कर रहे हैं?
केरला में बहुत ज्यादा अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था पहले, इसलिए कुछ. हाँ,
ठीक है सर. थैंक यू सो मच सर. थैंक्स फॉर आंसरिंग माय क्वेश्चन एंड विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Uttam Kumar Srimal from Axis Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you sir for giving the opportunity and congratulations on good set of numbers. Sir, can you give the breakup of equity investment in HAM? What has been, how much we have invested in this year and the balance that we will invest in this year and the bifurcation for the next 2 years in the HAM projects?
Actually, we require 1,470 crore total equity in 11 HAM projects. Out of that, 750 crore we have already infused till December. The remaining is 720 crore we have to infuse in this quarter and next 2 years.
Okay, and sir, how much will be invested in the fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter around 200 crore. FY23 320 crore and FY24 200 crore. So totally 700.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. That's all from my side. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon and thanks for taking my question. So overall, just wanted to get your views on the impact of commodity prices on our margins for the HAM project execution that we are doing. At a blended level, what is the kind of margins that we will see, let's say, in FY23?
HAM projects.
EPC work.
Yeah, I'm talking about the EPC work that we do on HAM project.
It will be between 13 to 14%.
Okay, and sure, thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my questions, and congratulations on a decent set of numbers this quarter. Sir, just a small clarification on this water supply orders in Uttar Pradesh. You said, the cost estimate could change from 1 to 1.2, 1.3 or 1.4 crore rupees per village. I'm assuming this variation would essentially be because of change in the BOQ and not the price that you would have given for each of these items that you need to use. Am I right in my understanding?
Yes, sir. Basically, BOQ rates are whatever is fixed, what is quoted and agreed to. Only the increase in the quantities will result in the increase in the overall cost of the projects. So the rates will remain same.
Sure. And could there be a situation wherein, let's say, you submit a DPR with certain amount, a number in terms of BOQ that you would be required to use, and the authority was not to agree with that quantity and make you go back your estimates? Because essentially, so let's say, assuming there's a loophole, right? At the time of bidding, I could quote a number in terms of BOQ which is lower, and then suddenly go and revise that number, so you could.
At the time of quoting the thing, we are only quoting for the rates. We are quoting for the items. Because in fact these items and rates are also fixed. We are only quoting plus or minus percentage. So subsequently, the quantities what we are based on this site surveys and site studies, we are arriving at the quantities for each village, and then we are preparing the DPR. Only after approval of the DPR only we will start the execution. So there won't be any kind of a differences later, because they will approve the DPR, they will approve the quantity for each item, and the rate what was pre-decided, that will be applied, and then execution will be undertaken accordingly. So there won't be any difference, because whatever DPR we are submitting, they are duly approving.
Sure. No, I understand that. So I was wondering, could there be a situation, so we've not had the situation till this time, but could there be a situation wherein you give a certain number in terms of BOQ and the authority says no, this is not the right number, it is possible to be able to do it for a lesser quantity? Could there be a situation? I understand you've not had that issue till this time.
They have issued guideline for
each item and
DPR.
DPR, and their set guidelines are there. We are preparing DPRs based on those guidelines.
Sure, sir. Sure. Understand this. And on cash side, our cash balance has come down this quarter. Is it possible to explain this 250 odd crore rupees of cash reduction on a sequential basis? What would explain this? Because when I look at our net working capital cycle, it essentially seems it is lower than last quarter, which essentially means working capital we would not have infused any significant money. So 95 crores I understand is the equity infused. So what would explain the balance around 160 odd crore rupees of reduction in the cash balance?
As I told you that we have not taken the disbursement from our HAM project because of the non-utilization of the working capital limit. That is why slightly it is reduced. Accordingly, debtor amount has also increased to that extent. Okay. In case we take in the disbursement, certainly that cash and bank balance should increase.
Sure. And sir, just on this, you gave creditors number. Would you be able to repeat that number again, please?
It is 629 crore with the 80 days creditor days. 629 crore, yeah. Creditor payables. Okay. 629 crore.
Oh, sir. Sure. Thank you. And all the very best for future.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Amruta from Wealth Managers. Please go ahead. Amruta, may I request?
Hello. Hello. Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity. My question is regarding what you mentioned about the change in the qualification criteria for the NHAI awarding. So when is this applicable of these changing the criteria from? As in, is it going to impact or is it going to benefit in the Q4, or will it be from the Q1 of FY23 onwards?
This will be, the real effect of this reintroduction of EMD, bid security, and also then rationalization of qualification will have this positive impact from the Q1 of next financial year.
Okay, and how is the awarding activity in the Q4 right now, as in Jan and Feb being?
See, till in Jan and Feb, the awarding activity bit subdued because the elections are going in the 5 states and some other regions what I had mentioned earlier. But what we see that the awarding activity definitely will be picked up during the March before end of the current financial year.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Kalpit Narvekar from Allianz Global Investors. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congratulations for a decent quarter. My first question was in terms of the 15-20 crores of top line that you did in this quarter, do you think there was some loss in terms of execution because of monsoons or because of UP elections? Say some sites had some rallies or something for you. Is there any? Do you think the execution could have been higher in this quarter because of that? And also, do you think that fourth quarter will have some impact on execution due to the elections, particularly in the UP, the projects in UP?
No. See, the elections in Uttar Pradesh will not have any significant impact on our execution because I would say no impact at all. And in Q3, there was a slightly, you can say, in compared to Q2, Q3, there was a reduction of a few crores. Because in Q2, what has happened, some major projects we achieved the final COD, including Purvanchal Expressway and all these things. So before achieving the final COD, there was part in the activities, and to achieve these final CODs, the execution has been expedited, and that's why you could able to achieve higher income in Q2 and when compared to Q3. Otherwise, for a few crores kind of a difference, there is no specific reason for the thing, and we don't foresee any problem with the elections even in Q4 also.
Yes, sir. And my second question is again related to the same thing. In terms of your exposure to UP state, so do you have any? So what would be your percentage? What would be the order book exposure to say UP ADA on the road side, and also on the water side? 50% is funded by the state, right? So do you see any sort of receivables impact on these projects? Do you see any impact on getting payments from these agencies given that elections are happening? So firstly, how much exposure, and secondly, is there any risk in terms of getting payments on these projects, right, from UP state?
First thing, this Jal Jeevan Mission have a 50% from the Government of India and 50% from the state government. What we understood from them, the allocations have been made by the state government also. Even during the election time also, we are getting our payments released, our mobilization and negotiation. Fund is not a problem. We don't foresee any funding problem would be there for the Jal Jeevan Mission projects. And also, we don't foresee any funding problem for the UPIDA, whatever the small amounts are left out. And as of now, the exposure kind of a thing, UPIDA, I don't think that UPIDA is launching any new project as of now, as on day. So we'll see once in case any new opportunities comes up. Otherwise, we don't see any funding problem in UP.
Great, sir. That's very helpful. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parishit Kandapal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, so my question is on the bid. You said you have received 3 offers for your HAM asset. So last time I remember you had said there were 5 HAM assets and 1 BOT asset with total equity investments of about 6.7 billion, which you were expecting bids. So is the amount same now, the 670 crores?
Yes, amount is yes. 5 HAM projects, which we achieved the COD.
And this Aligarh Ghaziabad is not included in this, right?
Yes, that is not included.
That's not included.
That is over and above this. So if we go for monetization and if these things go through, so we are expecting at least more, somewhere around 1,000 crores of inflows to come in over the next year, FY23.
Yes.
Okay. Great, sir. My second question is on mobilization advance received from JJM orders. So what interest rate have we got these mobilization advance at?
In mobilization advance,
No, Jal Jeevan Mission phase 2, there is no interest on the mobilization advance.
It's interest-free mobilization advance.
Yeah, it's a 10% of the approved DPR cost, interest-free.
Okay. Now, another question also, you said that this total villages, 2476 is what we had got in the earlier, the orders which you have got earlier. So in the order book, you have only included 2476 crores or you have revised it to that 1.3 or 1.4 factor? Why is it 12,000 crores?
As of now, we are still maintaining that 2476 only in the order book. And also the new order also.
You will correct it in the March.
You will event in the
end of March.
Yeah. Once this all DPRs approved, so then we'll revise this order book numbers in the before end of the March, in the Q4 quarter.
So total 4,800 crores is what, like including the Jan orders, you are reporting it, which has an upside of 2,200 crores once on the orders get approved. So 7,000 crore number comes from there.
Yes.
Right?
Around 7,000. Maybe slightly, maybe 5% plus or minus.
So, and lastly, sir, you said that 1,500 crores revenue will come from the old orders of 2476 villages, and you said the new set of orders will start contributing from second half of next financial year. So that itself should add another 700 or 800 crores. So isn't it right to expect that next year we should have about 20,000 to 2,300 crores of contribution from JJM orders? See,
as of now, we are estimating around 1,500, including the new orders what we received. Once these DPRs are prepared for the new orders and then these DPRs get approved and all, so how timelines and all. So we will able to tell you what would be the figure maybe going forward during the first or second quarter of next year. But as of now, we are maintaining it as a 1,500, the total order book.
Just the last thing, sir, on the political risk. Now there's election going on. So do you perceive any risk from that to our execution if there's any change of government or change on guard? So do you think these programs will continue, or do you think, because now water is almost 7,000 crores of the order book, which is almost half of the order book. So do you think any risk there? Because Anita, I understand will continue, but more on the water side, do you think the state government, if there is a change, can it impact the execution?
No, it will not impact, we think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
50% is given by the central government in this generation.
Thank you very much. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Mohit Kumar for closing comments.
Thank you everyone for joining in. We would like to thank the management for giving us the opportunity. I will hand over the call to management for closing remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you everyone for your participation in our earnings call. We have uploaded the presentation of our company's website. In case of further queries, you may get in touch with the Strategic Growth Advisors, our Investor Relations Advisors, or feel free to get in touch with us. Thank you very much.